Today, my wife met my girlfriend. I'm a 32-year-old man and a widow. My wife passed away from pancreatic cancer 5 years ago, leaving behind 2 kids, R, who's now 10, and H, who's 7. My wife was the light of my life. We were high school sweethearts, went to the same college, and got married right after graduation. Losing her was indescribable. I prayed to fall asleep and never wake up, just to see her one last time. But every time I thought about it, I'd look at our kids. They carried her spirit and her smile, and I couldn't leave them. It took years for me to find a way to function again. I quit my job and lived off savings and her life insurance for about a year. I felt like half the dad I used to be.
2 years after her passing, I decided it was time to move forward.
I found a new job in a different city, closer to my parents, and packed up the kids. Life was tough, but slowly I began to find joy again. A year after the move, I went on a business trip to New York, where I met my current girlfriend, Elle. There was chemistry, but I made it clear I was still married in my heart. A few months later, I returned to New York, and we met up again. This time, I let my guard down, and before I knew it, she was transferring to my city. I fell in love with her, and a year ago, I asked her out. My kids adore her, and even though she reminds them she'll never take their mom's place, they lovingly call her Mama Elle. Today marked the anniversary of my wife's passing, a day that's always difficult for us. This morning, I walked into the living room to find Elle and my kids waiting for me. They were dressed in their best clothes, holding bouquets with big smiles on their faces. Elle had the wonderful idea of having a picnic at my wife's grave, which the boys loved. While I was sleeping, they prepared food and flowers, wanting to honor their mom. Seeing them like that brought tears to my eyes. I felt so lucky to have found love again. I wanted my wife to meet this amazing woman, so I asked Elle to come along, and she did. What I usually dread turned into a beautiful reminder of why I stayed here. To my lovely wife, you can never be replaced, but Elle is good to me and cares for our kids just like you would. Thank you for sending her to me.